Picture standing by Marine Drive as the first drops of the monsoon fall. It's a moment of poetic relief. The torrid summer heat breaks, the drizzle softens the skyline, and for a brief second, the coastal rain feels like a gift. Within hours, that poetry turns into paralysis. The water rises waist-deep, swallows the roads, and grinds the city's massive public transit network to a complete halt. This cycle reached a terrifying peak on July 26, 2005. Mumbai was hammered by 944 millimeters of rain in a single 24-hour period. The resulting deluge claimed over 1,000 lives and left the financial capital entirely submerged. We tend to look up at the sky when the annual floods return, but to understand why this nightmare repeats, we actually need to look down at the ground the rain falls on. Mumbai began as 7 islands in the Arabian Sea. Starting with the 1784 Hornby-Villard project, engineers dumped stone to stitch them together. This created a fatal flaw. Vast stretches of modern Mumbai now sit entirely below the high tide mark. When heavy monsoon rains collide with a high tide, the ocean pushes back. The rainwater physically has nowhere to drain, trapped inside a bowl of human engineering. This chart shows the city's underground stormwater drainage capacity. Designed by the British over a century ago, it was built to handle about 25 millimeters of rain per hour. Today, a typical severe monsoon day dumps well over 300 millimeters on the city. An ambitious multi-million-dollar upgrade called the Brimstowad project was supposed to overhaul this obsolete network. Instead, years of bureaucratic delays mean the city relies on those exact same century-old pipes. Even the drains we do have are severely compromised. Hundreds of outfalls meant to flush water into the sea are completely suffocated by floating plastic, silt, and urban debris. Historically, the city had a natural defense mechanism against this overflow: mangroves. These dense coastal ecosystems acted as massive sponges, absorbing excess rain and softening tidal surges. Over the last few decades, unchecked development has destroyed roughly 40% of these forests. With the municipal pipes choked by trash and the natural ecological sponges paved over with concrete, the floodwaters remain trapped on the surface. Instead of pulling back, Mumbai is doubling down. The city is currently executing a $1.5 billion coastal road project, reclaiming another 90 hectares directly from the sea. By building elevated seawalls 6 meters above sea level, this project alters the natural drainage flow. When intense rain hits, the water struggles to clear those new concrete barriers, leaving the older, lower-lying neighborhoods boxed in. All of this local engineering is colliding with a global threat. The Arabian Sea is warming rapidly, and a hotter ocean acts like a giant steam engine, sending massive amounts of moisture up into the atmosphere. That excess moisture translates directly into heavy, violent downpours. Extreme rainfall events across central India have tripled over the last century, hitting the coast with intense and prolonged precipitation. Climate change is weaponizing the ocean from the outside, while the city's own massive concrete walls trap the floodwaters on the inside. When these multi-billion-dollar systems fail, the cost is paid daily by vulnerable citizens in informal settlements, like Krantinagar, nestled at the base of the city's hills. For these residents, heavy rain means choked gutters overflowing raw sewage directly into their single-room homes. It means sustained power cuts in the dark, waterborne diseases, and the constant terror of structurally weak shelters collapsing under gusts of wind. Because the natural buffers like wetlands and mangroves have been eradicated, these lower-income communities lack any physical defense. They absorb the first and hardest hit from the swelling tides. For millions of residents, the burden of the monsoon is the direct, brutal price of the city's systemic ecological negligence. Mumbai cannot engineer its way out of this by simply installing higher-capacity pumps or pouring thicker concrete seawalls. A complete structural pivot is required. The city must integrate nature-based solutions into its urban planning. That means reviving ancient wetlands to act as sponges, reforesting the lost mangroves, and strictly enforcing building codes on floodplains. There is an undeniable miracle at the core of Mumbai's history. It is a booming, affluent megacity that engineers quite literally conjured out of the ocean. But human engineering has hard limits. If the city continues to pave over its own geography and strip away its natural defenses, the Arabian Sea will eventually take back the land it was forced to yield.
Hello, consumers. Smash like. It hits the algorithm. Life-changing content. Or whatever.